Week six, another AFC West divisional game, also at home. We have another tough opponent. The Los Angeles Chargers aren't what we thought they were, and they aren't what they used to be. But neither are the Denver Broncos. Can the run game keep it going? Can we push it forward? Can our third string left tackle step up? There are some injuries on both sides of the ball today that we're going to talk about that definitely changed the impact of the game. Can Alex Forsyth, our second string center, step up and really get the run game going like he's known for? And has he grown in the pass game? Are there going to be some communication issues with him and Bo Nix? There's a plethora of things to talk about in so little amount of time. But that's what we are here for. Welcome to the Get Bucked Game Day Show. Week 6, baby. Week 6. I am Isaiah Henderson, the Bronco gentleman. With me, normally it's the Mile High Viking Johnny, but he is actually on the road listening. But we've got Bronco Rob in the house. Bronco Rob, what's up, baby? How you doing today?
I'm good, Isaiah. I'm good, man. Just getting ready to watch this game, getting ready to watch Denver have another dominating performance over the LA Chargers because, as we all know, Chargers will Charger.
Yeah, I definitely got Chargers on fraudulent alert. We'll talk about that within the show. I definitely had them on fraudulent alert, but we're gonna go ahead and break that down. But this is the Get Bugged Game Day show. It happens an hour before each game because there's always that time in between the game where you're anxious and or you want something, you just want the time to come. So this show comes in at that time and gives you something to listen to or gives you something to watch right up into the game where you can go right into the game. So you can hear Broncos, talk Broncos, go right into the game because we know we're underdogs. Hashtag underdogs. We'll put that on the screen. But before we do, if you're over here from the MHRT, go ahead over to the Orange and Blue Network. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with your friends and family. Go ahead and hit that notification bell because when you hit that bell, you'll get a notification for all the shows that we have throughout the week, including the Buck Your Feelings post-game show, which happens right after this show, which is hosted by the Denver Dream Jay Weaver. Normally, I'm not sure if he's hosting today. We'll see who's hosting that, but there will be a show. Am I supposed to be hosting it? I'm the host of that. We'll see. But if you're over here from Orange and Blue Network, go ahead over to MHRT, like this video, subscribe to this, like their video, subscribe to their channel, and go ahead and comment on theirs and hit the notification bell as well because they have a plethora of shows, including The Neighborhoods, which starts immediately after this show. Our great Mile High Viking was able to host that. And he'll be hosting it again this Thursday, and I believe I'll be co-hosting that with him. So that'll be my first time in-game hosting, in-game broadcasting. So you guys will be able to see the Mile High Viking and the Bronco gentleman together. Go ahead hosting that. And Johnny and I were also at the game. Let me go ahead and put that back up there. At the game in Denver where we beat the Raiders, and we're actually on channel 2. So we're going to try and see if we can see that interview. We'll go ahead and see if we can post it out there and put it up there. That's not the first time they've got Johnny and I together. But we're gonna try and make it a habit. Before we get into Broncos, we're gonna give it a shout out. Go ahead and give a shout out to the sponsor of this show, Dubby. Dubby is a sponsor of this show because the Broncos, with Sean Payton as the coach, are trying to get some dubs all the way. And Dubby is a great ingredient because when you have someone like myself, I'm a little bit chubby. I'm not in the shape that I used to be when I was in the Army. I'm trying to get back down to it. So, I get on a strict carnivore diet, all meat, no vegetables, no sugars, no dairy, none of that. The best thing I can have is coffee, get a little sweet taste. And sometimes you get a little water fatigue. You're tired of drinking water. So you go ahead and you get Dubby. The reason why you get Dubby is because it has no calories, no sugar, no maltodextrin, no fillers, and no artificial colors. It was formulated to give you focus and energy with no jitters or crash. Their formula contains vitamins, amino acids, and nootropics, including the patented neurofactor. And that's good for someone like me who's on the carnivore diet because I cannot have any sugar, but you also get water fatigue. So here Dubby comes in, jumps in right in the way, and then they give you some taste without the sugar, and they give you a bunch of flavors. So guys, go ahead over there, go ahead, NRWOB, the code NRWOB10, get 10% off Dubby, and come in and let us know the flavor is your favorite flavor, how it is, and what you think about that. Because we are here to get dubs. Bronco Rob, let's get a W. So we got Blitzby repping in the chat already. He said, let's go, boys. Sorry I missed last week's podcast. Had a lot of stuff going on. Missed you guys, everyone in the chat. Feels good to know after this we will be one game behind the Chiefs for first. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, prayers up. Let the Lord's will be done. All of it. All of it. He says, is McGlinchey back at right tackle? I see Palczewski is out today. No, McGlinchey is eligible to come off short-term IR after this week. The question is, is he recovered enough for the quick turnaround of Thursday Night Football? That's the question. Most people are leaning toward no. He's going to wait till after that, to the Carolina home game. But he is eligible to come off this week. So right now it's going to be Matt Pert who's going to be the starting right tackle. But we signed Cam Fleming to the practice squad, and then we elevated him to the 53-man roster. So Cam Fleming, who is known as for Broncos, he was a really good, really decent swing tackle, is now back in the building. So he's there suited up as the backup right tackle. And that's definitely one of the things we're going to get talking about. Is definitely the injury report. Here comes the Mile High Viking. He says, what's up, Orange and Blue crew? Miss y'all. I'm on the road today, so I know y'all hold it down. Let's get it. Hashtag underdogs. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. Go ahead, Bronco Rob. You guys talk to him while I get that hashtag going. Go ahead, talk to him. Tell us what you today.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I'm in a little unfamiliar background today because I'm actually at a buddy's house who is a Chargers fan. Surprising, I know. But me and him usually try to get together and watch at least one game a year. So this is the game, as we are hashtag underdogs. Coming off that win against the Raiders last week. Thank you very much to all the Raider fans. Politely suck it.
Yeah.
But, it's going to be, I think it's going to be a good game. I think John Harbaugh is a great coach for the Chargers. He always does a great job, or Jim Harbaugh, excuse me. It always does a great job of getting his guys ready for the games. I think that right now the Chargers are, as you said earlier in the segment, a little bit fraudulent right now, mainly because of all the injuries that they have going on. And really, when you look at it, the injury report, there was really only 3 or 4 people that did not participate, and there's only a few of them that are out. I think it's going to be a good game. I know, are in our division, and they do their best to give us a good game. But I think Denver's going to pull the W out today for sure.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And speaking of that injury, and that's very important. Joey Bosa is inactive today. Joey Bosa is not playing, so they're going to have a backup edge rusher to our backup backup tackle. So that's one of the things that are important. And one of the reasons why I said fraudulent alert for the Chargers defense is because let's see who they've played. They played the New England Patriots. Then they played the Carolina Panthers. Then they played the Chiefs. And then they played who else did they play? They just lost to. I believe it's the I'm blanking out. But they're 2-2. So they've lost 2 and they've won 2. And the team and the Steelers. I'm sorry, the Steelers. They lost to the Steelers and the Chiefs. And they beat the Patriots and The Patriots and the Panthers.
The
So that's why you're
Panthers.
seeing there. Yeah, they're 12.5 points per game. The Steelers don't have a great defense, but don't have a good offense. That's why they lost to them the same way we did. Then you have the Panthers, and then you have the Patriots. So that's where you get that 12.5 points per game. And I'm not saying the Chargers don't have talent, but then you get their loss to the Chiefs, where the Chiefs, I don't, they went 17-10, I believe. So that's where I think, and they definitely have injuries within their secondary. Both their cornerback 1 and cornerback 2 are both out. And then their edge rusher 1 is out. So they have some injuries in that secondary. And I'm kind of getting I'm thinking the same vibe as Tampa Bay. Excuse me. Same vibe as Tampa Bay. You have some injuries in the secondary. Come out and test the secondary immediately. Get them to back up a little bit. Get them to play defense a little bit. A little prevent. And so that's what you want to do is you want to test them early. That's why I'm predicting that's what Sean Payton's going to do. He may just come out and run the ball and establish it early and punch him in the mouth. But, with the injury to the secondary, with the lack of pass rush with Joey Bosa, because Sean Payton prepared as if he was playing. He's got a chip. So why not stick to that game plan, test the defense a little early, and definitely get that going. So that's what I think. That's what I think is what I would do with those injuries.
I'm actually hoping that this might be the game that Troy Franklin has a breakout game this week. I know last week he had a 46-yard pass that he fell right through his hands. And unfortunately, Bo took the brunt of the blame for that, which I think any quarterback wants to do that, especially being that him and Franklin came from Oregon and got drafted together. This is both their first years. However, I mean, if you're going to be in this league, those are wide open catches you got to make. You cannot drop those. You have too many of those, you aren't going to see too much against that secondary. And let's get Cortland Sutton a couple teddies today. Let's get that going.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, and especially with a game like this, you definitely can't drop those. And yeah, I think this the secondary can be tested. So yeah, definitely get Troy Franklin, but it's going to be tough with Troy Franklin. D-Rock's in the house. He says, "Fellas, with a mile high salute. What up, D-Rock in the house? Let's get ready. Bring the energy to the chat, D-Rock. Bring the energy to the chat." So I think with Reynolds going out, Vele's now stepped up. So now Franklin had that big pass that he dropped. So maybe the passes go away from him a little bit. Maybe they go to Vele instead. He had his opportunity. Now Vele gets to step in. Don't forget, we have A.T. Perry, who's in the practice squad, who may be elevated for Thursday night, who's also waiting in the wings, chomping at the bit. So those opportunities can't be, they can't be dropped, for lack of a better phrase like that. And so it's definitely going to be interesting to see. Let's see if I can go ahead and pull up. I'm gonna see if I can put a Pro Football Reference for the game today, so we can see, because I know that they have a good defense and offense. The last two games they lost. The last games they lost, they had less than 100 rushing yards, I believe. And the games they won, they had more than that. So that's going to be very, very, very interesting to see, with the run defense being able to stop them. All right, here we go. But especially with that run defense, and one of the persons that we elevated was Awazarike. We definitely elevated Awazarike today. Definitely to put more in the run defense. So, Rob, what do you think about elevating Awazarike, and how do you think Vance Joseph is going to use him? You think he's going to get meaningful snaps, or how do you think that's going to work out?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think he's definitely going to be utilized, and he's going to be in and out of the lineup to give some people some breaks for sure. But he's had a lot of time to rest, so he should be some fresh legs and be able to get after the quarterback.
Yeah, that's definitely be interesting. Will he be there for pass downs? I know that I'm starting to understand why we give PFF a hard time, as we should. Broncos Country continue to tear into PFF because as you can see, they elevated Pat Surtain. But I think it's a little unfair. He's not a liability, but he can definitely be better when it comes to run defense, and I think that's where that a little ding comes on him is with run defense. So I think you not in addition to Malcolm Roach, Jordan Jackson, you want to bring up someone else who hasn't been there the last couple of weeks, stuff just in case you get on the goal line or you get on 3rd and short and you want to bring in an extra beef package. I can definitely see that as a possibility. So here we have let's see, they put up on screen. Let's see.
B-Rock comes in saying
here,
going to be a
we're about to put up the stats. Just going to have their league leaders. Rob, am I lagging a bit?
Am I lagging?
Oh, man, I'm lagging like crazy. No, I can hear you. Am I lagging?
A little bit. I just don't know if it's you or me, though.
Restart. There we go. Oh, okay, that might be me then. Okay, so we're back. Okay, so started to crap out when I tried to pull that up. Okay, so we're back. We're back. Yeah, so the Chargers are 12.5 points per game. And now, for me personally, I think that this is the game, and we're going to go to the segments, but I definitely think this is the game where, me personally, I'm tired of seeing the Bo Nix is out of the first 6 games of the season, Bo Nix has played, and the Broncos have played 4 top 3 defenses in the NFL. His schedule tough, unlike any other rookie quarterback. And you know what? I don't want to say I'm tired of being hashtag underdogs, but what I will say is I'm tired of Bo Nix and the offense not punching through against these tough defenses. I feel like you can still make plays, and I feel like Sean Payton knows that. And I'm sick of, this is going to be, it's not necessarily, it's going to be a low-scoring game. Yeah, sure, but you know what? I have some confidence in this offense that, hey, this is the game where, regardless of what the stats say, we're going to come out, we're going to punch you in the mouth. And, everybody else performs, so you get a little jealous. Everybody else is balling out today. So I'm like, you know what? I want to, you want to get in somebody else's face. And punch to that defense. And that's why I said fraudulent. I think we're going to come through. I think this offense is going to blow up. I think Javonte is going to have his first 100-yard rushing game and stuff like that. But before we get to that, let's get to the let me get your keys to the game. Let's see. Let's go through 2 each. Let's do 2 each. 2 keys to the game. That sounds good, Rob.
Yeah, no, absolutely. If you're allowing me to go first, I'm going to say the first key to the game, obviously, is going to be Denver needs to establish their run game. We are getting Audric Estime back today, so hopefully he can contribute in that lineup and be able to bulldoze and get us some yards. My second key is definitely going to be getting Bo Nix and the receivers on the same page and get them in rhythm. I heard from Cam Newton, of all people, on his podcast. He says when Bo Nix is in rhythm, he is in rhythm. Like, nobody can stop that kid. But the problem is when he's dead cold, he's dead cold. So I think Denver needs to get Bo Nix and those receivers on the same page early. Like you were saying, test the defense, test the secondary, and let's give him a 1-2 punch in the mouth with Audric Estime and Javonte Williams.
Yeah, and you bring up a fantastic point that I didn't even bring up, so appreciate that. Yeah, Audric Estime was elevated today as well. And I think that's important, not only with Forsyth, because Forsyth is a good run-blocking center. This O-line started to get it. They started to understand it, and especially with Javonte Williams, definitely starting to pick it up and get yards. It's going to be good to see Audric Estime. He had a fumble issue early. He found a hole, but he had fumble issues. So now he has some time to rest, get healthy, get those things back under control, train with that. Sean Payton said the same thing to Audric, especially a rookie, that he said to Kareem Jackson, hey, we're on a roll. Don't come in here screwing things up. He's definitely going to take care of the ball. And there's definitely going to be a good 1-2 punch there. You Chargers want to run the ball. Hey, we're going to run the ball better. And like you said, definitely on that same page. And I tweeted this, and I definitely think the play action is definitely going to be a huge thing. with getting the rhythm. And Blitzby Reppin says, get Lil Jordan Humphrey involved, the number one key to victory. Lil Jordan Humphrey is the underrated Yak King. Hashtag underdogs. He's another underdog Yak King. Every time the ball's thrown his way, once again, he does it. Every single time. Every single time. Blitz says, who's at right tackle today? Is McGlinchey back? Matt Pert. So he's the same right tackle that came in last game when Palczewski got hurt. Matt Pert is going to be the right tackle today. And then Cam Fleming, who we signed back, is going to be the backup right tackle. So I think we're going to be okay today, especially with Joey Bosa not playing, which brings me to my next point with play action. I think we're going to see some play action, some RPOs today. Get some reads on that if Joey Bosa's not there, get some reads on the other side. Run to that other side. Get him tired a little bit, beat him up a little bit. And once you beat him up, you can hit him off the play action. And that's when you get him rhythm. I think that's going to be very important today. I think that's going to be very important today. So you said your keys to the game were Audric Estime, fantastic key to the game. And then you said, getting these receivers in rhythm. And I definitely agree. I'm going to go ahead and my two keys to the game are definitely run defense. I think allow no big runs, because if you allow one big run, Jim Harbaugh is like, he's one of those old school coaches. I'm going to stick to it. And what you want to do is you want to force them to throw the ball. Make their receivers play against our secondary. That's when Van Joseph gets in his bag. So definitely going to be run defense. And then you said Audric Estime, so I think I'm going to go ahead and pick a player. Since you said Audric Estime, let me see. I think it's going to have to be Bo Nix. It's going to have to be Bo Nix. Pressure's on him to perform. I was going to take it back. I was going to take it back, but I was like, you know what? Pressure's on him to perform. Not only, we're 3 games in a row. Now we got eyes. And, it's been said this throughout the week. Now the Broncos now have eyes. 3 games in a row. Another game at home. Spencer Rattler's performing all the other, regardless of whether Caleb Williams is playing the Jaguars or not. They perform. So now the pressure nationally and on Broncos fans. Hey, we don't want to lose at home. We don't want to lose a division game. Go ahead, Rob.
No, and I was just going to say, I think that's a good point that you bring up, that Bo Nix definitely has the pressure on him to perform. However, I think he did handle it pretty damn well last week. Even with getting in Sean Payton's face about whatever they were arguing about, whether they said I love you or not. To see a quarterback get fired up like that is what we've been waiting to see for the last 3-4 years minimum, is to see a quarterback that gets his ass chewed and fight, pushes back a little bit. I think that's going to benefit Bo Nix down the road 100%, because I believe, yes, I said it, believe that he is going to, if Sean Payton calls a play and he sees something he doesn't like, I want to see him check out of it. I want to see him check down to a run. I want to see him check to a different route. I want to see him grab the offense by the horns, so to speak. I was going to say balls, but grab the offense by the horns and take control of it and go out there and lead his team to victory. And I'm really, really excited to see what Bo Nix is going to do this season and moving forward. So I agree with you. I think that's a great pick, man.
No, and I definitely agree with you right there. G-Money88 says, what's good, boys? Let's effing go Broncos. I called the Pat pick 6 last week, so my bold prediction for today is a Cooper fumble recovery for a touchdown. I love it. Jair comes in the house in the chat. He says, my bold prediction is Jonathan Cooper gets 3 sacks. So both G-Money and Jair coming in predicting a big Jonathan Cooper sack, and that's going to be on who's their right tackle, Rashawn Slater. So I can see that Rashawn Slater's coming in, maybe not 100%. So you're saying Jonathan Cooper's going to come in, get 3 sacks. That'll put him top three sack leaders. That'll put him at 7 sacks, top 3 in the NFL. That'll put him on the way to double-digit sack season. That'll give him a contract for sure. I love it. D-Rock comes in and says, as y'all know, I'm picking the Chargers, parentheses, to ensure Broncos victory. I love the clarification. Because we have to do that. Guys, don't forget, when you're on social media, go ahead and do hashtag underdogs, DAWGS, because not only are the Broncos constant underdogs, but look, we have a top 2 defense in the NFL with only 1 first rounder. Those are dogs, but we're also underdogs. So hashtag underdogs. Blissby Reppin comes in and says, hope hope to stop those little dunk plays on third and longs. I hate that when Sean calls that stuff. Throw the ball down the field. Yes, and I think Bo likes to throw the ball down the field. He's one of the top 8, top 10 quarterbacks when it comes to explosive plays. He gets the ball down. I think he's number 9. He gets the ball down the field. Blitz also says his defense eats today for sure. Yes, but don't let McClonkley fool you. It's going to be the first kind of speedy. Is this the first speedy slot? Yes, that we've actually faced. So I wouldn't be surprised if I wouldn't see them come out and try and throw some stuff, some mesh routes. But yeah, our defense is going to eat today for sure. It's time to show out, and there's going to be some more talk, especially. We're not going to talk about that because today is specifically the Chargers. We're not talking about that. So we're at 25 minutes.
Let's see Riley Moss get another INT today, huh?
Yes. Let's see Riley Moss get another INT. Since we're here predicting, I'm going to go ahead and say who gets a pick first, PS2 or Gold Jacket number 21? Ooh. I'm going to go PS2. They're not going to test. I'm going to go Riley Moss. They're not going to test PS2. I was thinking of a nickname for PS2 since he said for Riley Moss to see Gold Jacket, which was PS2 and GoldenEye. But the nickname that now people won't believe me. And I told Johnny this. I didn't. Somebody else said it on DNVR, but before someone said it on DNVR, I think I responded or tweeted Yin Yang Twins. Because you get yin and yang, it plays off the black and white, but you also have them in harmony. And so I immediately texted Mile High Viking. I texted Johnny. I said, hey, we need a video and edit on this. So he's working on that. We're going to come out with that and post it. I saw it after someone said on DNVR after I had tweeted it, I promise. And then PS2 said it's one of the ones coming down. So we're going to try and come out with an edit here from Orange and Blue Network for Yin Yang Twins. I think it's going to be dope. Let's be right, because I'm predicting Herbert to be benched by the third quarter. I'm going to go ahead and disagree with you there because they're not a passing team, so I don't know why he'd be benched. They only average, unless he gets hurt. We don't want that. I don't think that they're going to, especially with him not being 100%. He's a little bit better. He's only averaged 140, 160 passing yards a game. That's not really that offense anymore. That's not really their offense anymore. But speaking of that, my gosh, I am absolutely hungry and I'm starving. I'm not sure if you guys heard that, but that brings us to our next segment, which is Mile High. I know we kick it like no one else. We kick it like no one else. Listen out, there ain't nothing like this. I know we kick it like no one else. We kick it like no one else. Listen out, there ain't nothing like this. Yeah, Mile High menu. Bronco Rob, you look excited with that gigantic smile on your face. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go first. Let us know what you got cooking today. Were you in your bag today as a chef? What you got cooking today?
I hate to say it, but I think I'm taking the day off from cooking. Like I said, I'm at my buddy's house, so I think he might have some pizza in the oven right now. Probably some wings, but no, I like that intro video, but I gotta tell Johnny if he's gonna throw me on there. I want an orange chef hat. I don't want a white or a black. I want an orange one.
Ooh, okay, so I'm gonna have to Johnny, if you're listening, go ahead and go back and create if you have one for Rob, throw him on there. Number 2, go ahead and change all of our hats to blue and orange. Go ahead and alternate the colors. Because that's a fantastic idea. And this is how it works with Johnny. I get an idea and I call him. I say, hey, Johnny, do this. I'll just vomit my thoughts on him. And I'm like, hey, put this in image and stuff. And he'd be like, I can't. It takes 7 hours. I was like, well, why are you still talking? So Johnny, you heard it. Go ahead and change the colors of the hats to orange and blue. But you got pizza. We got pineapples on the pizza or what?
No, I'm not a pineapple guy, man. Pineapple does not belong on pizza. I'm Italian, dog. I'm straight Italian. No, that's sacrilegious.
This is the discourse I wanted. I wanted to start a culture war. This is exactly what I wanted. So no pineapple on pizza. What you eating straight cheese? Or what do Italians eat? You got Italian sausage up there?
Probably meat lovers. Probably meat lovers what we got rocking today. But I'm a bit, I'm simple, man. I like extra pepperoni. I'm a big extra pepperoni pizza guy. Like that's perfectly fine for me. I'll get a little creative every
Mm.
now and then, do like a chicken bacon ranch or a meat lovers or something like that. But yeah, I'm pretty simple, man. My kid's like, Dad, all you eat is pepperoni pizza. I'm like, cuz bro, it's what I like.
Pepperoni pizza. You sound like Jackson, Sampson, and Dawson. Johnny's kids, my daughters, and they love pepperoni pizza. So let's see. Okay, so we got pizza, wings. What do we got? Buffalo, lemon pepper, barbecue. I don't know what's Italian. What's not?
um
What kind of wing flavor isn't sacrilegious to Italian? You guys eat Italian wings?
wing flavor don't matter. If I'm doing anything, kind of at home, I try to stick. Lemon pepper's a good choice. Um, but the key with lemon pepper is you do the lemon pepper seasoning, and then you take an actual lemon and you do a little juice on top of the wings and toss them. That comes
Talk
out.
to me
That comes
now.
out fire
Talk
right
to me
there. That
now.
comes out fire right there.
Jonathan Blair is coming in from inside the stadium. He's currently in my seat at Mile High. Cheer for us from the Orange and Blue Network. Love it. Enjoy the game. Yeah, that sounds absolutely delicious. So what I did today, I had my grill went out, so I gotta get a new grill. I've been planning on getting one for a while, but it went out. So I have ribs. So I did oven baked ribs. So they thawed out. So I took them, go ahead and cut off the membrane, and then I went ahead and seasoned them. Normal seasoning. What I have, meat tenderizer, mustard as the base, onion powder, garlic powder, a little bit of pepper, some paprika, and then some a little bit of pepper. I put that on there. Then I put the oven at 275. Went ahead and baked that for 2 hours. Took it out, and go ahead and put some butter down. Then I put some brown sugar on top of that. Then I sprinkled some honey. Then I did that on bottom and front. Wrapped them back up in the foil. Put it back in the oven. Let it sit in there for another hour. At 275, took them out. Slathered sweet honey barbecue sauce all over them. Then I stuck them back in the oven for an hour at 400, and they came out delicious, falling right off the bone. Go ahead and make some mashed potatoes with that, and that's my Mile High menu today. So I went ahead and did a little something. Jonathan Blair comes back in from the game. He says, "Tailgate today, brats and beer." That sounds like the best tailgate ever. Spence GC comes in and says, good day, guys. Okay, pregame checklist, watching MHRT Network, check. 24-pack of Kona beer in the fridge, check. Backup 24-pack of Kona beer in the fridge, check. Wife going shopping in the afternoon, check. I absolutely love that game day checklist. We're going to go ahead and give you a round of applause for that because that was just absolutely fantastic. Where is that? That's a fantastic.
Hey! To give him some more kudos, Spence. That Kona beer is delicious. That is a damn good beer. I like it.
D-Rock comes in and says, Chinese food for me, General Tso chicken and boneless spare ribs. I got my race relation liquors, that white and dark. I think your liver is dying and it's on the last leg. And as a friend, I want to do an intervention here with you. And I'm going to say, D-Rock, if the Broncos win, keep it up. All right, so that is the Mile High. That was Mile High menu. You had pizza and you had ribs from Bronco Rob, and you had not ribs. I'm sorry, pizza and wings from Bronco Rob, and then you also had some ribs, some oven baked ribs. They weren't smoked on the grill. I'm gonna get there again. When I can afford it.
Hey, get you
and
a
some
grill
mashed
that
potatoes for me.
doubles as a smoker, dog. Come on now.
That's exactly what I'm getting. I'm getting a Royal Gourmet. It's going to be a smoker. One side's going to have the coal, and then the smoke's going to go to the other one. Get some wood chips for them. It's an Amazon cart. You just got to budget it out. You know what I'm saying? Just got to budget it out. So appreciate y'all. We're going to get out of here with Mile High menu. I know, we kick it like no one else. We kick it like no one else. Listen now, there. That was great. Okay, back to Broncos and Chargers. Whatever it takes to ensure victory. I love that attitude. Hey, make sure you have your phone by you at all times with 911 pressed to it. Just in case you're getting ready to pass out, have it at all times. So right before you pass out, click the green button. They can hear you throw up and snore and all that stuff. They'll send someone your way. We're looking out for you. We're looking out for you here on the Orange and Blue Network, buddy. Got to throw a disclaimer in there. Okay, so let's talk about it. So we got the
professionals.
We're not. I have training. I do have training. So would I be called a professional? I don't currently do it now. Johnny's a professional. Yeah, Johnny's a professional. I'm not gonna come out. I'm not gonna get sued. Orange Blue Network LLC, sue them. So we got the Chargers in front of us, and it's a very important game. We're 3-2. We're one game above 500 within the first games. So this is an important AFC West division game. We win this game, we're 4-2, and then we're 2-0 in the division. Second place handily. I think the Chiefs have only had one division game, but because the record is better, we'll be firmly in second place. If not, we'll be tied for third or tied for second, because the Chargers will be 3-2, but they lost to the Chiefs. They beat us. They'll be 1-1 in the division. I think we'll be tied for second. If we lose, if we win, we'll be square in that seat. But that's going to be tough. I don't want to. It's going to be tough to lose going into New Orleans on the road, depending on how that game's going. I don't have that pulled up in front of me. So guys, throw up. Not my first rodeo, West Side. Like I said, I had to throw ahead and put a disclaimer in there. I can't encourage you to commit alcohol poisoning in the name of the Denver Broncos.
No, that's bad. We know it's not true. Drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly. Bada bing, bada boom. We love you, D-Rock. We know you know what you're doing. So it's going to be important looking down the future, and these are the games that we have to win. And early in the schedule, I said we split with the Chargers. I don't remember what we said. If I said we beat them first,
Isaiah,
and then we lose later on.
Just to give you a heads up, Tampa Bay is up 31-27 over the Saints right now, currently.
Quarter?
Third quarter, minute 3.
Okay, so and this is one thing I said earlier. Appreciate that, Rob. This is one thing I said earlier. Keep those coming too. One thing I said earlier was, and I noticed this was number one, Chris Olave, Derek Carr's out. Number two, watching that before halftime. Spencer Rattler has a tough time reading defenses with simulated pressure. Him and that offensive line, they're not on the same kilt. That's going to be hard to learn Vance Joseph within a few days. He was having a bunch of throwaways. Number three, that Saints defense is Swiss cheese. People are saying, oh, the Saints defense is pretty good. I think you're overrating it. You're in a shootout. Baker Mayfield and Spencer Rattler are in a shootout. If you're in a shootout, that means it's a horrible offensive game. And the Saints defense put up, what, 31?
Yeah, 31, correct.
In the third quarter. And
Tampa Bay is 31. Saints are 27.
Tampa Bay has – so right now the Saints are allowing Tampa Bay to put up 31 points against them. And we put up and they put up 7 against us. So that Saints defense looks a little bit like Swiss cheese. It's maybe a little bit overrated. Red Solo Cup, I feel you up. Let's have a party. Love that song. So yeah, it looks a little bit like Swiss cheese, but we don't want to jump ahead to Thursday. We don't want to look past that Thursday game. We don't want to look toward 4-2 when we're not 4-2. That's one thing that all Broncos country has been trying to humble ourselves all week. I know Sean Payton and the team's been having the mentality of next game up. But, as you see, guys, at the bottom, the hashtag underdogs, it's because every single game this season, even if we're on a win streak, even if we're at home, whether it's the offense, whether it's the defense, we're underdogs. It's always because the other team lost or the other team gave it away. It's not because the Broncos took it away. It's not because the Broncos went in there and took it. I think the only time they may have talked about it was with the Buccaneers, and that was just a little bit. It was more the Buccaneers lost. When Robert Saleh got fired, they didn't want to say the Broncos. Maybe one reporter said it's because it started with the Broncos. Everybody said losing to the Broncos was unacceptable. It wasn't that Aaron Rodgers had a poor game. It was that, play calling. Not that the Broncos took it away. So we're constantly underdogs. And one of the reasons why is because we're even underdogs at home. And we're going to talk about that in our next segment of You Wanna Bet. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Going up, need no decline. Yep, that's an absolute banger. I know it. Credit to Johnny. He picked it. That's an absolute banger. So today, what do we have? The Chargers versus the Broncos. So the Broncos are underdogs. The Chargers are 3-point favorites. So that means the Broncos are 3-point underdogs. And the spread is 37.5 points. So it's supposed to be an underscoring game. It's supposed to be a defensive game. So you got the number 1 scoring defense versus the number 2 scoring defense. 12.5 points per game versus 14.6 points per game. Chargers on fraudulent alert. Fraudulent alert. I need a button that says that. It says fraud, fraud, fraud. Johnny, I know you hear me. You're in the chat. Get us a thing in the soundboard that screams fraud. So I hope you have those 2 things written down. So Bronco Rob said change the Mile High Chef's hat to orange and blue, and then add a button with noise that says fraud, fraud, fraud.
You and I are going to get a text message from him and be like, you son of a...
It is what it is. Hey, but it'll be on there, though. But it'll be on there. Now we can fraud can be for the Broncos or the other team. Hopefully, right now it's for the Chargers defense. But Bronco Rob, let me ask you first. Who are you taking over under, and do the Broncos cover the spread?
Well, I'm definitely taking Denver, and I'm definitely taking that they're going to cover the 3 for sure. Whether or not they hit that over, though, I think I'm going to take the under this week. I don't think both teams are going to score over 37 points. I'm going to take the under. Score prediction. I'm going to probably play it safe, and I'm going to say probably 27 to 10. So they're not going to. You said it was 30. What'd you say? What'd you say the over was?
37.5. So yeah, that's the under. Yeah, so that's right at the under. Right at the under. I like that. I like that score prediction. Chat, go ahead and give us you guys a score prediction. Dave Full Glassman isn't here to let us know what his money line is. I would take the under. But I'm gonna go a little different. I'm gonna go think we cover the 3 points, but I'm gonna go 24-7. I'm gonna go a little bit like you, Rob. I think this is where the offense, the defense continues to dominate. But you know what? This is where the offense, we give us some grace, some space, some leeway. I think I agree with you. I think the offense is sick of being considered underdogs. They're sick of being talked about week after week and not being considered. That's why the Broncos aren't talked about, because it's just the defense. And I think the offense is tired of that. Bo Nix, like you said, got that fire in him. It's time to go ahead and bring that about and definitely get that fire in him. So I definitely think I'm going to go 24-7, take the under. So that'd be 31 points, and I'm going to say we cover. I think we win by, what is that? 14 points? Yeah. No, that's not 14 points. That's 17 points. 24-7 is... Why am I horrible at math?
Bro, I'm not a mathematician, man.
I used to be, no, I'm really good at, I used to always be good at math, but, it's a perishable skill. When you don't do it every day, I'd be able to do this. Me and my sister, my twin sister, we used to race when we used to, at the registers or whatever, we used to race the register and guess out the change. But it's a perishable skill. When you don't really do it, you don't really use it in the Army, depending on when and how, and then afterwards. So,
well, yeah, you do. You got to count. You got to count how many bodies you drop.
Yes, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4 multiples of 10. But anyway, Well, 24-7. 24-7, and Bronco Rob went ahead and said 27-10. I like that. A touchdown and a field goal. I think we mess up their ranking. You're ranked ahead of us. I think the defense will take some pride in that. I think they'll take that a little nasty. You think you're better than us at preventing points? We're gonna hold you to points. I think the offense is gonna feed off that. Let's see. Let me go with this. Give me Bo Nix's stat line. Give me Bo Nix's stat. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do this for Johnny, and I see why he has it. We're just going to go ahead to the next segment, the last segment. The phrase is incorrect. The phrase is incomplete. This is where I say a phrase and you fill in the blank. So I'm gonna go ahead and go first, Bronco Rob. I think we'll go ahead and do we'll do two each. So I'll say one, then you say one, and then we'll go that way. We'll go back and forth. I'm gonna start off. Javonte Williams will have blank rushing yards today.
I'm going to say Javonte Williams is going to have 125 rushing yards today.
You think he breaks a 100-yard mold? So you think it's a progression week where he gets better and better and better, and now he's
Yes,
not
sir.
done yet. Okay,
No, sir.
okay. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm over the 100-yard rushing mark as well. Maybe I'm
I was
arrogant
going to
this
be a
week.
smart ass and say 101, but I was like, he'll go 125.
Maybe I'm arrogant this week. Esteban's back. You know, let me think. But it's his first game back, and he's got the hot hand. Jalil's doing well in the red zone too. I'm gonna go 116 rushing yards. I'm gonna go 116 rushing yards. I'm
Okay.
agree with you. I think progression every week. I think this is where no Joey Bosa. So I think Sean Payton's going to take advantage of that. So I think I'm going to go with 160 rushing yards. All right, Rob. Fill us in. What you got?
All right. I'm going to say the Denver defense has blank number of sacks. In total. I'm not singling out a single player. I'm saying in total. And I'll explain why after you answer it. You're gonna go.
I'm gonna go 4. And the reason why I'm gonna say 4 is I'm probably gonna, you know what? Let you explain because I think I'm gonna take away your explanation. So go ahead. You want to explain why you asked that one?
Yeah. So the reason why I said that is because I think Denver's defense is gonna frustrate Herbert, and he's gonna re-aggravate that whatever ankle injury or plantar fasciitis or whatever the hell he had.
I think, and the reason why what I was going to say was, I think Vance Joseph's game plan is going to be make Herbert throw the ball, make him use his legs. Don't just let him hand it off all day. And I think that's where we're going to thrive. And I agree with you. And so in a way, I agree with you. I think it's going to be part of his game plan, and that's going to force his ankle to have to be used. But I think our front four is going to get back there. I think Rashawn Slater, like they said in the chat, like Jair and Jonathan Blair said, Jonathan Cooper's going to have a big game, scoop and score, and then 3 sacks. I think if I'm saying 4 sacks, and they're saying in the chat he's going to have 3, so he's going to have 3 out of the 4. Maybe Nick Benito gets that 4th sack, where he's had a sack a game for the first time since Von Miller in 2019. So that's a good one. All right, how many? What do you say? You fill in the blank.
I was actually going to say a little higher. I was going to say 6. I was going to say 6 sacks.
Explain yourself.
I feel like Dreamweaver today. I got my orange glasses on today. Just because of how well our defense has been getting to the quarterback. I mean, it just seems like every week we have 2, 3, 4 sacks a game. So I guess maybe I'm putting a little pressure on the defense, throwing it out there in the universe. But I'd like to see him get 6 today and kind of shove it down the Chargers' throat. And remind you, I'm saying all this while being at a Charger buddy's house. So I'm sure
represent. I love
it afterwards.
As I said in the chat earlier, it's going to be a quack bowl. It's a quack bowl because it's Justin Herbert versus Bo Nix, Duck versus Duck. Justin Herbert came before, Bo Nix came behind and broke Justin Herbert's records. So it's going to be a quack bowl, which leads me to my last one. Bo Nix will have blank passing yards this game.
I'm going to go 175.
Low passing game, huh? Okay.
Not really low, just more of a safe bet.
I'm gonna go 265. Oh! He's not gonna have 300. But I think like I said, their secondary's beat up. You know, Joey Bosa's not there, so they may be able to have him a little bit more time with their secondary not beat up. Let Sean Payton pick on him a little bit. Like I said, I think it's going to be the Tampa game a little bit where you fill out the weak spots, you run him out a little bit. I think he's going to open up and throw some more. I expect the RPO game to open it up. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. We're about to close it out because the game is in 9 minutes. If you are here from MHRT, go head over to the Orange and Blue Network. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends and family. Hit that notification bell because we got tons of shows coming up. We have the Buck Your Feelings post-game show coming up after this. Am I hosting that? We still haven't figured it out. We'll figure that out. There is going to be a post-game show. On Tuesday, we have the flagship show, Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast on Tuesdays. That's at 8 p.m. Central Time. And then on Thursdays, we have Bronco Talk with Adon and Taiwai. So don't forget, I believe that's 7 p.m. Central Time. So you guys make sure you're there for that. So make sure you guys are around and listen for that. And if you guys are here from Orange and Blue Network, go ahead over, like their videos, subscribe to their channel, share their videos, and hit their notification bell because they have tons of shows coming out, tons of shows, including The Neighborhood, which comes on in 8 minutes for that game. Hey, Rob, go ahead and give me a last score update. Let's see the games that are important. Give me one last score update. You got it?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. Let's see. Hold on, it's got to refresh.
Refresh.
So it looks like Tampa Bay has pulled ahead by 10, 37-27 over the Saints. You want me just to run through all the games that are going on right now and give you kind of an overall?
Mm-hmm.
We got Green Bay over the Cardinals 34-13. Houston Texans are smacking the ever-living crap out of the Patriots 41-21. Philly is beating the Browns 20-16. The Colts are just barely ahead of the Tennessee Titans 20-17.
Interesting. Okay. Appreciate that, Bronco Rob, for the Orange and Blue Network game day update. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here for another Get Bucked Game Day show. With me, the Bronco Gentleman. You can follow me on Twitter at Bronco Gentleman. And with me is Bronco Rob. You can follow Rob at Bronco_Rob65 on Twitter.
Yes, sir.
As he said on the Bo Leave, we're going to shock the Chargers. Bronco Rob is coming out with that new Bronco song, the same way the Colts do. So we'll be looking at for Rob. We're going to film and produce that. So it's going to be
You don't
great.
want me to do that. You don't want me
That's
to do
exactly what we want. That's exactly what we want. It's already set in stone. There's nothing you can do about it. The council voted, so there's literally nothing you can do about it. You weren't there. You were asleep. It happened at night.
Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't even know.
We'll see you guys for the post-game show immediately after the Buck Your Feelings post-game show. Thank you. A mile high salute to you all, the Orange and Blue crew, MHRT. Thank you all for being here. We're going to go ahead and shock those Chargers, baby. Shock those.